This video will explain the fallacy of slippery slope. The fallacy of slippery slope is a variety of the false cause fallacy. It occurs when the conclusion of an argument rests upon an alleged chain reaction, and there is not sufficient reason to think that the chain reaction will actually take place. So, for the example that we're going to look at is this one. Attempts to outlaw pornography threaten basic civil rights and should be summarily abandoned. If pornography is outlawed, censorship of newspapers and news magazines is only a short step away. After that, there will be censorship of textbooks, political speeches, and the content of lectures delivered by university professors. Complete mind control by the central government will be the inevitable result. So, the feature of this type of argument is there's going to be some sort of chain of events where things get sort of worse and worse and worse. You know, one event leads to the next one in a way that the arguer is trying to present is as inevitable. But this chain of events is not inevitable. So there's no reason to think that outlawing pornography would then cause censorship of newspapers or news magazines to be just the next obvious step. So there are reasons to outlaw pornography that don't lead to reasons to censor newspapers or news magazines. It's not the same type of censorship. So there's always sort of a point in the chain where you can be like, no, that's not reasonable. And it's often the first step. But it might be, watch out, it might be sort of partway through the chain. You can be like, no, maybe the first part would be reasonable and would follow. But there's always a place where the slippery slope is going to be stopped, where people aren't going to just keep going. So that's what you should look for, sort of a chain of events that are unlikely, and it usually ends up at some very extreme and undesirable result. And that's in order to try to get you to not sort of take that first step.